funny you mentioned the mid-level because there was a streak there where when the Raptors were managed by Brian Colangelo like a decade plus before, where like every year he'd sign somebody to the mid-level, and um, yeah, it didn't work out a lot of the time. I'm not gonna lie to you, I wasn't super thrilled about Jarrett Jack or Jason Capono or Fred Jones or these types of players, but obviously I think Masai is going to make better decisions.
And
Um,
also, I think that goes back to not having many players who want to come to Toronto at that
yeah,
time,
they
right?
really
So
have to
his
overpay.
options,
Yeah.
yeah, his
Yeah.
options were limited too.
Yeah, well, the thing is, like, look, when you think about this issue and sort of like what players can sort of or what they think about coming to Toronto, I think for a lot of the American, you got to separate, right? I think for international players, realistically, I don't think any of them have ever had a real issue with coming to Toronto at all. I think international players have always been very open to this, seen it as an international city, which it is, absolutely, and I think it almost is attracted to them in that sense. Um, I think the harder thing is to convince American players to come to Toronto because I think for them that's the only job in the NBA where there is a bit of a culture shock. Although, quite honestly, Toronto is a very Americanized city, but I mean, I guess you got to use different money and know what a centimeter is. I guess it's not a big adjustment to me personally, but I guess for other people it might be a bit of a culture shock. And of course, like the weather is the weather. Like it is what it is. I mean, other places, like I would say a third of the league is cold. But you have a situation in Toronto where people just associate it with the cold. I think those are things you can't really work around, right? And of course, the border is difficult. Like for example, if you want to bring your family over across and all that stuff, it is more of a hassle than just being in the States. Having said that, though, could the border eventually become an advantage for the Raptors? Because something you included in this piece is that there is so much Canadian talent already in the league and just nonstop. It's going to keep coming in terms of the developmental systems. You see tons of AAU teams in Ontario. You see it in Quebec. See it. I think maybe BC has one as well. But in any case, like you're seeing tons of Canadian talent start to emerge. And could that almost be like a home field advantage in terms of just like when someone like a Jamal Murray or when a Shea Gilgeous-Alexander hits that point where they need to feel a change in their careers, whether that's through trade or free agency, could that be the moment where you're like, all right, then you're really looking at the Raptors as a destination?
Yeah, I think so. It only takes one of those stars to want that kind of added pressure of playing at home. And I think those two guys that you just mentioned are kind of fit that category of guys who might be willing to come home. Obviously, like, I don't know, but I think the answer is that I think so. But there's other competitive advantages of, regardless of if a star who's currently in the league, wants to force their way to Toronto, we won't know until that happens. But, even look at the draft this year where the Raptors have a built-in advantage of they've seen these players for longer than most teams just by the fact that they don't have to cross a border every single time they play. And so, like, someone like Caleb Houston, he's a good example because, like, he declined an invite to the draft combine. And so there's now speculation of a team giving him a guarantee that they'll pick him, so he didn't show up to the draft combine. And I'm not saying the Raptors are that team that gave him a guarantee, but what I'm saying is that they could very much do that in the future with Canadian players where they have the ability to make relationships with these players before other teams. They have the hometown advantage where these players are starstruck a little bit with, Masai Ujiri talking to them rather than, I don't know, the Portland Trailblazers just talking to them. Like, those things matter. And I think whether it's Houston or whether it's a prospect in the future where the Raptors kind of give that guarantee so that they don't show up to the combine and that they basically go silent until the draft, yeah, there's an advantage there for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. It would be man, it would be nice. I'm just saying, it would be nice. It'd be a nice reversal. And I think, you think back to like things like, the Raptors saying that they first saw Delano or Delano first caught their eye at the Miles Steel game. And, like these are things that, again, there's just so much Canadian talent coming up. And you got to figure eventually some of them are going to see like, not only because I think the money in the NBA is especially when you're talking about the top players, like it's almost irrelevant because they could all pay you the same amount. There's the max, right? But I think there's like other factors that sort of come into play. And I think for the fact that these people are all very public people and they're in the public spotlight, like how relevant you are, I think also factors in a weird way. I think it's probably a little bit egotistical, but like, I don't know, this is also, we're dealing with humans and their feelings. And, like you go to a big market team, you get talked about, you get discussed, you get, additional deals and endorsements and all this other stuff. I feel like people are will eventually see that opportunity in Toronto as well, because like there is like, again, all due respect to Fred and everything that he's done. Do you think Fred gets this many endorsement deals if he doesn't play in Canada?
Mm-hmm.
Like
he's not
if
even
he was
Canadian.
just playing for the Detroit Pistons, there's no way he's out here wearing Uggs for money.
Right. Yeah. And he's not even Canadian. Like, there's the other untapped potential. If a Canadian were to come to Toronto, then there's a whole host of, like, endorsement deals that we're not even talking about right now.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, that and this is another great quote you put in here. This is like when Masai first came to Toronto. I guess as GM, he was here before as the assistant GM and head scout and everything like that. But, he said back in 2013, Toronto is a place where you can sort of attack the rest of the world, and you can really use that as a launching point for a more international market, which, again, you would need players to sort of see that global view rather than just seeing a limited America-centric view. But, hopefully that'll happen.